How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about CEI, Camber Energy. What we saw inside the market today was consistency, finishing in those areas of support like we talked about on this channel for quite some time. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing that we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to take a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance, and what are some levels that we want to look for, especially going into tomorrow. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. Are shorts still heavily vested in this play? We're going to find out. And then we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution. Are institutions continuing to load up on shares of CEI? How's the demand? We're going to find that out as well. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more key details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for CEI, Camber Energy. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $1.60, being up 3.23%. On the low, it tested $1.57, and then on the high, testing $1.71. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 87.133 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 216.296 million shares. So this is well below the average here, but it's also good to see that we were able to actually finish green on the day. So keep that in mind. So when we take a look at our chart, which is a 1-year daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is at 76.01. So it is in the overbought territory, but that is of no surprise due to the fact we have been enjoying quite the run as of late. You can see we have strength above the 50-day, the 200-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So as far as where we finished right on an area of support right here at $1.60. So keeping that in mind going into tomorrow, you're going to want to see this area actually hold. We did test $1.57 on the day, but you can see there was some strength and we were able to actually reach a high of $1.71. So going into tomorrow, we're going to want to see some strength above this $1.71 so we can make that push where we'll see a resistance right here around $1.80. There will be selling pressure. There will be people taking profits due to the fact the markets have been choppy. But if we have a lot more buying volume than what we've had going for today, then we can look forward to seeing that strong push and see how well we can get past this $1.87 level. But do keep in mind this will be an area where there will be some profit taking and people trading off of this particular high. Now, as far as what's going to be happening if it does decide to pull back further from $1.57, we saw previously it got all the way down here to around $1.36. So if something like that does happen tomorrow, of course, you're going to want to look for a recovery there and a strong bounce and seeing that momentum continue. If you don't end up getting that, then of course this stock can pull back, and then the next level that I'd want to see hold up will be right here around this $1.30 level. So let's see how it goes going into tomorrow. So we're going to be taking a look at the short interest information for Camber Energy. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 150,000, updated 17 minutes ago, and the short borrow fee rate is at 7.50%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 17th, which was last week Friday, it was at 54.52, and now the close for the 20th, which was yesterday, being at 57.42. So we can see shorts are heavily vested in this play. They are increasing their positions. This is why we see a lot of strength inside the stock, and they're saying it needs to come down, and that's why you're seeing also a lot of volatility overall in general. But like I say with other plays, it thrives on volume. So if we see the volume continuing to decrease, this will benefit the shorts. So this is why it's very important that we get some buying pressure coming through this stock. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for CEI. So we can see on the inflow it's at 30.55, and then on the outflow it's at 25.30. So we ended up having an inflow window day. When we take a look at the breakdown, you can see 11.12 on the large. Keep in mind, this is in the millions. And we take a look at the medium, it is 15.98. And on the small, it's at 3.45. When we take a look at the outflow side on the large, it's at 10.07. And then on the medium, it's 12.49. And then on the small, we have 2.74. So inflows were beating out every single category. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for today, the 21st, being at 1,045.53. So institutions are continuing to load up on shares of CEI. So this does give us a bullish signal going into tomorrow and as well as for the rest of the week. Does this mean automatically this stock is going to go to the moon like some YouTubers would say? No, not exactly, but what it does show us that there is demand for shares, and that's one of the things that I want you guys to be aware of. So now let's jump into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for CEI, it was great to see that we had a green day, but one thing to be aware of, the markets have been very volatile, and the fact that there is demand for shares, especially on the institutional side, is a bullish signal. When we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, shorts are still heavily vested inside of this play, with the short volume ratio being well over 50%. But one thing to be aware of, this is going to come with a lot of volatility. Remember, I think it was back on Monday where we pulled back all the way to around $1.36 before we recovered very quickly. So if you're the type of person that can't stomach these kind of moves, then you should not be in this play whatsoever. I want to make sure that I'm being very clear about that. One thing that was good to see, we closed at $1.60. We talked about this being an area of support. So the next move that we want to see is it getting above $1.70 with momentum and getting back to that $1.80 range. It would be great to see us get to that level of $1.88 and then see some momentum from there, because I know it will grab the attention of a lot of traders, which will push up the volume overall in general. Buying pressure is very key. And when we take into consideration, due to the fact that we did not have a lot of volume that we have been used to, it's quite concerning. So if the volume does continue to go down, then as far as for this stock, we could see some pressure on the overall price. So keep that in mind in regards to looking at the volume. Look at the volume in pre-market, look at the volume going during the regular trading hours to make sure that there's still a lot of buying pressure and there's demand for this stock. I just want to emphasize this because you do not want to be left bag holding and you do not want to be relying on hope. You should have a game plan every single time you enter a trade. You should know what are you looking for in regards to profit and how much you are willing to risk. If you're not going into the trade with this in mind, and then you're going to have to be able to ride the elevator up and down and hold like many others are doing. There's nothing wrong with this, but you just got to make sure that you have the stomach for the volatility like I was saying previously. So let's see how things turn out. I know the market has been quite volatile. We do have a Fed meeting that is coming up, so I do know for a fact we could have some wild swings, and I want to make sure you're prepared for that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.